Here we go. Let's get ready. The market is crashing, baby. The market is crashing. We're going to be answering all types of questions here. Let's get ready. Tap those likes. Hit that subscribe. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's give it a second here to warm it up. Let some people roll in before we get started. What's going on, Crow Man? Guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and we're back for another live stream today. Let me tell you guys, I wish we were under better conditions, but woo-wee is Bitcoin crashing. And it is what it is. All we can do is make the best out of it. And what you got to do, got to be looking for those short opportunities, man. Now, to be clear, the market isn't going to crash forever. It's not a straight down. It's just a more violent and quick way to drop and a slow climb to the upside. But overall, the Bitcoin market in crypto overall is going to recover. The question is when. And these are the type of things that we're going to be talking about in this live stream today. So make sure you're dropping your altcoins into the chat, even though we all know that altcoins right now are in the dumpster fire. And that's not a surprise, because where Bitcoin goes, the altcoins will always follow. But like always, guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. And here we go. Let's just jump right into Bitcoin. Let's go see what is happening over there. I warned the Crypto Citadel this morning that we had some major reversal drop signals coming in. So let's jump out here to the 1 hour and quickly, here's what you could have known if you were in the Crypto Citadel, right? Is simply as this. We swept this previous day high at 92,800 last night during the Asia trading session. That is reversal signal numero uno, right? Boom. We pulled back during the Asia and London sessions back to 91. Guess what happened during the New York session? That's right, on the 1 hour and on the 15 minutes, on the 15 minute. You guys know we trade a lot on the 15 minute here. Bitcoin went all the way up to the London high at 92.3, swept that bad boy. Numero two, reason number two for the reversal to even drop steeper. When I saw this, I warned the Crypto Citadel, hey, we are re-entering the previous day range. We have swept the previous day high. We have swept the London high. We are dropping like there's no tomorrow. And we did exactly that. We just complete Nuke City straight down, and we haven't really stopped dropping since. We lost the previous day low. We lost the monthly average here of 88, which wasn't even really a support zone. It was more like a target. You guys have seen me talking about this 88 to 84,000, not really being the support zone, but more of just like a target area that we are dropping to. So obviously our next big target here is 84,682. Does it mean that we're going to drop there right now, today, this instant? No. Tomorrow, maybe, right? Tomorrow, maybe. I would expect kind of what we've been doing all week long, which is very simple. We've been making some lower highs, dropping, making a new lower low, then coming back up for a lower high, dropping again, lower high again, dropping again, lower low, boom, back up, still making a lower high, and boom, making a new lower low. So here, once again, I would not be surprised if we got a push back to the upside somewhere around, 88 to 91,000 by tomorrow. And we will potentially maybe just get rejected again and continue this downtrend, right? Because the trend is your friend until the end. And the trend all week long has been straight to the downside. So can we drop down to 84? Yes, absolutely. We can just go straight there. But more likely than not, we might cool off around this area here for the rest of the day. Maybe get a push to the upside during the Asia trading session. And by the time we wake up tomorrow, maybe we'll get an opportunity, right? Best thing right now is to get an opportunity to short somewhere between 88 to 91 for another potential pull back towards 84,000. But everyone out there, you must be asking yourself, oh, 84,000. That's not too far where we're at right now. If 84,000 is the bottom, we should be Gucci. We should be good, right? But let me tell you, man, 84,000 is by no means the good idea of a potential bottom here. Yuli, what's going on? Yuli, Crypto Citadel member in the house. Good to see you. Says, I've made so far 4K shorting ETH. Join up in the Discord. That's what I'm talking about, Yuli. That's what I'm talking about, man. Love to see you. Love to see the support here from the Crypto Citadel members in here every single day. So 84,000. If 84,000, like I said, it's more likely not a bottom target. It's more of a just a target to go to. If Bitcoin really is going to continue dropping it like it's hot, you guys already know our bigger targets to the downside. Excuse me, guys. Let me adjust some things here. Our next big target here on the daily, let me turn these WAPs off, is real simple. We got here the, what is this, group one? Yes, just turn some of the stuff off. Okay, never mind, leave it on. It's okay. Here on the daily, right? Looking on the daily, let's actually jump out to the weekly. Bit cleaner chart. Yeah, less candles. Let's get rid of this as well. Perfect. All right, awesome. So right now on the weekly, as you can see, we are dropping it like it is hot, right? We have already dropped a significant amount from this top of 126 to where we are right now. We've already dropped about 31%, right? 31%. A full drop down to this 76,000, 74,000 area is about 39 to 40%. Now, why am I targeting this area? Well, if we lose this 84,682, which really is no reason to find a support there, that's more of just an untapped target to come back down to, right? We are going for this low. We're coming for this low. And if you don't know what this low is, this low was the tariff scare low, right? This is the low back in end of Q1, entering Q2 of 2025, when all the tariff news was coming out in February and March, and the market was just crashing. The tariff low was around $76,000 to around $74,000, right? That was the bottom before Q2 going into Q3 had a major recovery, and we have been making all-time highs multiple times until October, right? So that is our next big target, below 84,000. If we do not get a bounce here around this 86 to 84,000 and start climbing back above 95,000, actually not 95, but at least 93.3, which is the yearly open. If we don't start getting back above that yearly open anytime soon in this area, we're going for 76,000, for 73 to 76,000, 76 to 73,000. We are going for that target. That target is also an untapped daily average, and it is, guess what, the value area high of the previous year range. The previous year range, aka 2024's range, right? Value area high is at 73,800. We're going to potentially come and retest that range. You better hope we don't drop into that range. If we drop below 74,000 and we start to close weeklies or dailies or monthlies down here inside this range, buckle up. Buckle up, because 57 is on deck. 57 is on deck if we start closing weeklies and monthlies below 73,000. But that's a conversation for a different time. As we approach those targets, we'll be more worried about that at that point in time. Right now, overall, right, we have lost the developing yearly range for 2025. We've lost the yearly open. The year of 2025 is actually in a negative right now. So it's almost like you can say we're in the bear market, or that 2025 was the bear market, and maybe 2026 is going to be that bull market that everybody's been looking for. More on that in just a little bit, guys. Let's jump into the chat here. Let's start saying hello to some people. Let's start answering some questions, and then we'll talk more about why 2026 could be the bull run that everybody was expecting in 2025. So let's go here. Crypto market update, discuss market trends. Oh, yeah, we already did that. Cool. Let's see here. When to buy Bitcoin? I'm not buying any Bitcoin right now. Not because I don't want Bitcoin, but because my strategy has been very different. I've been in the space for a lot longer than most people, right? I've been able to buy Bitcoin below 15,000. I'm not really ideally looking to buy right now. Now, if we start dropping to that 70, 75 and lower price point, then I would be a lot more interested in buying Bitcoin at that point in time. Like I said, Yuli, shout out to Yuli saying making 4K, shorting Ethereum, join the Crypto Citadel Discord. That's what I'm talking about. How low could it go? 50K. So Chris Hart, yes, 50K is definitely on the table, right? Like I said, if we start dropping below 73, we start closing below 73, we start falling into this previous year range, 57 is on the table. 67 to 57 is on the table for Bitcoin at that point in time. Not right now. I'm not saying at 86,000 we are definitely going to 67 or 57. No. Right now, our main target to the downside, if we continue dropping, is between 76 to 74,000. All right, we can even have a rally back up towards 93, even 100K, get rejected, make an overall lower low, and then dump it back down to 76,000. This is something that we're talking about in game planning for in the Crypto Citadel, that if we do have a rally back up towards that 98 to 100K, we are looking for a potential short there if we cannot start closing monthlies or weeklies above that area, because that just means that we're going to be making overall a lower low. Once again, the downtrend continues on the macro side to continue going lower, and we will probably come back and retest that 76,000. So now the question becomes, what comes first? 76,000, 73,000 first, or 98,000 first? If we bounce back up to 98,000 to 100, and we do not start closing weeklies and monthlies above it, above 100, we are most likely going to be coming down to 76. Now, if we come down straight to 76 first, then we have a greater chance, not 100% chance, but a way greater chance that if we come down to 76,000 first, that in 2026, we'll have a larger recovery and a larger chance to actually start reclaiming 100K and pushing back up higher throughout 2026. That is the big game plan. The question is, which will happen first? What comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? We're going to find out here in the next couple of weeks for sure. Let's go back into the chat here, make sure I'm not missing anybody. So, sir, what's next Bitcoin? Like I said, 76,000 is definitely the next big target to the downside. Let's see here. Can I long Bitcoin here? I wouldn't be blindly going long on Bitcoin here. We could definitely drop lower. Can we get a bounce? Absolutely, but we got to find to see if we can see some support here. I wouldn't just blindly be going long on Bitcoin unless you're using some extremely low leverage like 10x and lower on Bitcoin, and you're willing to be able to keep the trade alive to dollar cost average it down to 76, which I also wouldn't recommend. That is a huge spread. So overall, wouldn't blindly be going long. I wouldn't be going for any swing trades as of right now. That's just not the ideal plan right now, right? I would not be going for any swing trades. I would be going for day trades. And that's what we specialize in the Crypto Citadel, is day trading, right? Taking what the day presents for us, getting in, getting out, whether it's a short or it's a long. You get in, you get out, you make two to $500 a day, and bing, bam, boom, you're done, right? Because on these big volatile macro swings, it's very difficult right now that you're in the middle of nowhere to either enter a long or enter a short, right? Obviously, you would try to be catching a bottom here, but you could be catching a falling knife, and it could just continue to sink it down. So catching a long would be difficult. Obviously, you do not want to be opening a short right now as we are approaching this area. Most likely, right, you would maybe just be getting trapped as a shorter, and it has a little bit of a bounce, and then you get stopped or liquidated, whatever it is, depending on how much leverage you're using, and you're going to get wrecked. So I would definitely be waiting and be patient. Gonna bounce at the 0.70. Don't know where the 0.70 is. Are you talking about from up here to down here? Because we've pretty much, well, where was my gold pocket? DXY topping out, and we'll continue downtrend. DXY. For whatever reason, I thought I was reading something else. Like there was another crypto. What is it called? XYO or something like that. Dyslexic mind. I was reading the wrong. I was processing the wrong thing. What if we combine trend lines? The trend lines are trash. I don't use trend lines. Trend lines are garbage. Bitcoin fib at 70. So you're talking about a fib like from the upside? Well, actually, no, you should be talking about a fib from the downside. So what, from this bottom right here? Talking about this to this. Because this right here, gold pocket, which is the gold pocket I had that got deleted earlier, was basically this: 78,000, 75,000 lines up exactly with the bottom here that we got from the March of 2025. If we come down towards this area, this is the macro gold pocket that I would be looking for. But you're saying the 0.70, so you're talking about just a little bit lower, somewhere around the $73,000 area, which overall is pretty much the same, relatively close here. So yeah, I hope you're right, bro. I hope we do bounce off this gold pocket and skyrocket back to the upside. For everybody that's asking about the Crypto Citadel in the chat, if you want to join, now you can get 75% off until Black Friday. This runs out next week. After Black Friday is over, 75% off is gone. You can get 75% off your first month in the Crypto Citadel. And let me tell you guys, it pays for itself, guys. It's $5 a day to be in there. And right now it's 75% off for your first month to try it out. See if you like it. See if the hype is really all about it. And if it's not, you can always cancel, get out, no problem. But now would be the time. If you've been interested, if you've been watching the content every day here, watching the live streams, and you've been wondering about the Crypto Citadel, you keep hearing other Crypto Citadel members talking about it, you hear me talking about it, this is the moment that if you've been interested, you've been curious to get a little sneak peek at an extremely, extremely low cost. It's like what, 30 bucks, 35 bucks to join their first month to just try it out and test it out. And let me tell you, I'm sure the people that join will not want to leave after they see what we're doing in there. We're cooked, sell everything. Nah, I've been through worse, guys. Guys, I've survived FTX. I've survived Celsius. I've survived 2021's crash, right? The double top. I survived the 2017, 2018 crash, right? This ain't the first time I've been in this rodeo, and I ain't afraid. I ain't leaving. I ain't leaving, guys. I ain't leaving. There ain't nothing new here that is happening that I'm going to be like freaking out about. Well, I'm going to leave now. I'm going to get bearish and leave the market for crypto, Bitcoin specifically, now that institutions and world governments all want to buy in. Now, I don't want to spew, all this bullish narrative, because at the end of the day, when it comes to analysis, the analysis is that we are bearish. We are in a bearish trend, and we're probably going to continue heading lower here until we can prove otherwise and start reclaiming 100K. Things are bearish. But nonetheless, even if we are entering the bear market, or some already say that 2025 has been a bear market, even though we made all-time highs, a little bit weird, right? But nonetheless, even if we're entering the bear market right now, and the whole next 2026 is the bear market, a whole year of bear market. Traditionally, that's how long pretty much the bear market lasts. It's about a year. 2021 was the top. 2022 was the bear market. And then 2023, we were nothing but up all the way up till 2025, right? For the last 3 years, we've been nothing but up. That's usually how the 4-year cycle works. 1 year bear, 3 years bull, and, give or take. Obviously, there's ups and downs along the way. But yes, even if 2026 is going to be the bear market, you think I'm afraid of a bear market? This ain't the first time I go face to face with the bear, guys. This ain't the first time, and it ain't gonna be the last time either. So what are we going to be doing? We have to shift our trading strategy. There's ways to make money in this market on the way up, and there's ways to make money on the way down. So what are we doing? If we're bearish, we're looking for shorts, right? Day trade shorts. We're looking for opportunities where the market pumps up. We have a little bit of a rally like we did last night, right? Like we did last night. We look for that bearish setup where we sweep a high, and then we take a short and ride that bad boy to the downside. It's basically that simple, guys. We just got to prioritize some shorts, look for that critical supports for some longs. Just be very extremely picky on the longs that we take to ride them back up when the time is right. But overall, just prioritize shorts, and you just can't go blindly shorting wherever you're at. You need to look for the resistance at the highs to catch those little mini peaks before the next drop to the downside. So overall, I'm excited. If this is the bear market, I am excited. Let's see here. Do you think top is in, or are you expecting a new all-time high, just Bitcoin retrace for alt season? So I do think that for now, the all-time high is in. Until we can start getting above 100K and realistically pushing that 114, 100K, getting above 100K will just validate that we have reclaimed a very large psychological level, right, of getting back above 100. Bitcoin showing strength out of a potential bottom, right, whether it's a local midterm bottom around 80 to 76,000 is in. 100K is showing strength that we are in obviously a very strong bullish trend depending how low we drop. But 114, we start living above 100, we have the potential for going to an all-time high. Getting above 114, and that chance increases drastically to the point that, yes, we are going for an all-time high. So it's all about taking the levels, right? Level by level. You can't go at 76,000 and say, yeah, we bottomed. We're going to 150K next 6 months. Doesn't really work that way. But overall, yes, I think the top is in for now. And until we can get back above 100K, we should not be thinking about an all-time high anytime soon. We are just going to be thinking about potential shorts and potential short-term longs that we can take and extracting capital, right? Because the way to survive in these markets, and you guys are going to learn this the hard way, is a lot of you guys come into these markets and you guys are just day traders. You guys are just long-term holders, excuse me. You guys are just all long-term holders, and you're not day trading, you're not swing trading, you're not doing any type of trading. You only have one portfolio, your long-term investments, and you're just buying the dip. Buy the dip. How many dips have we had since 126? A lot of them. And you've already bought a boatload of dips since then. And guess what? The dip keeps dipping, and eventually you're going to run out of capital. You're going to run out of capital. And if you run out of capital, guess what? Then you're stuck in an underwater position where that position can continue to drop further and further, and you can no longer dollar cost average your position down. So what you should be doing is you should have two portfolios. You should have a trading portfolio and your long-term portfolio. Your trading portfolio, will it take time to become profitable? Yes. But I'm telling you, if this is the bear market, now is the time. Prepare yourselves before the next bull market comes back, right? Now is the time. There's no better time than starting now. Not next year, not next month, not next week. Start now. Because once you start and you start building up that trading portfolio, your trading portfolio is going to eventually become profitable. And as that profit comes in, you are going to be able to now no longer have to buy the dips with capital from your 9 to 5. And I'm not telling you guys be a day trader and quit your 9 to 5. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about being a trader while keeping your 9 to 5, which is not impossible. A lot of people in the Crypto Citadel do it every single day. We got people in the Crypto Citadel that work on oil rigs, that work on major blue collar facilities that are working all types of hours and shifts. And guess what, guys? They're in the Citadel printing thousands of dollars every single day or every single week taking trades. So it is not impossible, especially if you have an office job. It's not impossible. And it's very, very easy to manage. So managing your trading portfolio starts creating that cash flow, which then you can take your profits and start pushing them into your long-term portfolio. And you don't have to be taking the money from your 9 to 5. You can use that money for either larger dips, or you can use that for, vacations, whatever, bills, paying off some debt, who knows, whatever it is that you have in your personal life. What I'm saying is it would take the strain away from your 9 to 5 having to feed your long-term portfolio. Your trading portfolio will be the cash flow that everybody talks about in real estate for your long-term portfolio. On top of that, once you start doing analysis and you start reading charts, you will stop. One of the main side effects of being a trader is that you will stop buying the dip. You will stop buying the dip, guys. That whole narrative of diamond hands and buying the dip, you will stop. Why? Because you will realize, why am I going to buy Bitcoin at 95,000 when we have targets down at 84 to 76,000 that are very likely to happen if X, Y, and Z happens? And then once X, Y, and Z happens, you're like, I'm definitely not buying now at 93. I'm going to wait for 76. I'm going to wait for low 80s. And you make more strategic dollar cost averaging moves instead of buying the dip every week, every month. And guess what? The dip keeps dipping. All right, that was a long rant. Let's get back over here to the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin's price still has not had any recovery. We are at $86,268 as we speak on this live stream. We are hunting that 84,600, baby. We are hunting it. Let me tell you, it is. Bitcoin wants it. Bitcoin wants it. But let's jump back into the chat here. I came here because there's XRP in your video description. You want to talk about XRP, Dutch? Let's talk about XRP, brother. Let's talk about it. Oh, this is the gold chart. Let's talk about good old XRP. Before we get there, Ethereum lost previous day low of 28.71. Most likely coming to fill in this macro gold pocket around 26.30. 26.30. But let's go talk about some XRP. Dutch, I know you've been a long-term supporter of this channel. So look at this. XRP has been nothing but down, has been following Bitcoin to the T lately, going straight down at 198. Let's go look at our macro chart for, this is our trading chart for XRP. Let's look at our macro chart for XRP. Oh no, XRP is losing its big green support. Oh no, how could this ever be happening? I thought XRP was going to take over the financial SWIFT system, and it's never going to go back down below $2. It's never going to, it's going to flip the switch any minute, guys. Any minute the switch is going to be flipped and XRP is going to go to $586, or was it $589 or $10,000, or there was going to be a massive buyback of $50,000 per XRP, guys. Massive buyback because the government wants all of it. Oh yeah, any minute now, guys. Just keep diamond handing your XRP. I'm sure any minute this switch is going to be flipped and all you XRP holders are going to be multi-billionaires, quadrillionaires. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Not financial advice. Guys, XRP, like every other altcoin, every other crypto in this market, is following Bitcoin. XRP is not immune. I've been telling you this for everybody that's new to this channel, that has never seen me before, that has seen me go bananas on XRP and how it's all a bunch of fugazi. Here is the thesis. Everybody believes in the XRP community that XRP is the chosen one, right? It's the chosen one. It's the chosen one. It's going to flip the switch. It's going to take over the financial SWIFT system. It's going to take over everything. It's going to take over the Fed, and everybody's going to be using XRP, and all the banks are going to be using XRP, and the whole financial world is going to be all on XRP only. But guess what, guys? That's all a bunch of fugazi. It's just a narrative that they feed you so that Ripple can then dump on your head millions of dollars every single month from their treasury, from their escrow treasury, right? And as they go and buy more companies and they grow the Ripple company, XRP over here is doing donkey poop. Donkey poop is doing XRP. And guess what? We got an ETF, XRP. Where's the main volume? Oh my God, the XRP volume through the roof. It's going to the moon. Guess where XRP's at? Wah, wah, wah. $2. $1.98 to be exact. $1.98. But don't worry, the flip of the switch is coming. XRP is not immune to the market. Bitcoin runs the crypto market. Nobody runs the crypto market except for Bitcoin. Nobody is immune to Bitcoin in the market of crypto, right? There is no altcoin that is decoupling away from Bitcoin in the crypto market and it's just doing its own thing. It might do its own thing for a short period of time, like some people argue with Zcash, right? With Zcash, but let me tell you, they all fall in line. Bitcoin runs this market. They will not be making massive blast off all-time highs without Bitcoin's permission. And I hope everybody that's in XRP this year, you've had the most bullish news ever. The lawsuit came to an end. XRP ETF, whatever other garbage for XRP's community came out. All the most bullish, fundamental bullish news ever for XRP. XRP was even mentioned in the potential reserve, right? And guess what? XRP only topped out at 366. 366. Three of the most macro, bullish, fundamental things ever. 366 is the best XRP can do. That's all you get. That's all you get, guys. So right now, XRP is on. Let's get to the technical. The rant is over. XRP here is on the overall green support mode, green support zone, right? Of $2.09 to $1.98. If we begin to drop lower, we did take out a bunch of targets on this massive liquidation event on October 10th. But if we're going to enter a bear market and we're going to collapse and things are all going to go down to the poopaloop, right? And Bitcoin's going down to 57,000 and there's no end to this collapse, right? We're going to see $1 XRP and potentially even below $1, right? We got targets down at 112, $1, 77, 62 cents, and much more. So that is definitely a possibility. Now, in the short term, if we lose $2 and we start living below $2, right, targets are going to be between 172 to about 162 are the big local targets here on the way down, which are some local bottoms that we've bounced off of and found some support here for XRP. Now that XRP conversation is over, we can jump back. Mark Dutch says Ripple, RIP. Yeah, RIP, Ripple. It's in the name. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share with friends. 100% Mark Dutch. Let's go. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate the support. Let's see here. I came over here with the XRP thing. Is Sui a good buy right now? Guys, altcoins are going to get crushed. Altcoins have already been getting crushed, right? We jump out to the monthly. Things are only down 50%, 30%. Altcoins can drop a lot more. A lot more. Let's jump out to the yearly. In the yearly, a good portion of altcoins are still green. Not all, but still green, right? All other altcoins are down 70, 50, 80%. Guess what? Just because an altcoin is down 80% doesn't mean it can't drop another 80%. It definitely can, right? It doesn't mean that, oh, it's down 80, so it can only drop 20% more to get to that 100%. No. That's not how percentages work, my friends. You're down 80%, but guess what? You can drop another 80% from your current price point. So, that being said, I wouldn't be buying any altcoins right now. If you're Wild West and you think that Bitcoin, you're seeing something in the chart that I'm not, and you think that Bitcoin's going to find a very strong bottom very, very soon here in the next, day or two, and we're going to have a major rally back up very, very soon, which I don't think we will, then maybe buy some altcoins. But regardless, putting money into altcoins is at an extreme another level of risk. Bitcoin can continue dropping at 84, and we've talked about all the way down to 76,000, right? If that were to occur, your altcoins are going to get crushed, my friends. Your altcoins are going to get crushed. So when would I be interested in buying altcoins? Right around that time of $76,000 Bitcoin, right? We start seeing a $76,000 Bitcoin down here on this gold pocket. I would be potentially interested. Potentially. Not saying that I'm going to blindly go buy, but if I start seeing some strong support here and a potential possibility of bouncing back up, I would be getting involved slowly into altcoins at that point in time. Whatever altcoin positions I have now, I'm going to keep, right? And I'm going to ride them out. And if I have to dollar cost average at a later point, I will. But I'm not dollar cost averaging right now when Bitcoin can still drop another from where we are right now down to this 76, another 14%. Another 14%, another $12,000. What do you think that's going to do to your altcoin bags, right? So I'm in no hurry to buy altcoins. Definitely will have a time for that. It's just not right now. Put your money into privacy project. If we're talking about Zcash, yeah, Zcash is awesome, cool, all the stuff, right? But I'm not buying Zcash. I'm not buying any privacy altcoin now when Bitcoin is collapsing, because at some point in time, that Zcash rally is going to come to an end, guys. Let's just jump over to the Zcash chart. Let's jump over to the Zcash chart, because the Zcash cabal out here promoting all this garbage is getting on my nerves. I love privacy. And yeah, I hope we do have a major shift in privacy coins, and we have big announcements for Zcash in the future, and Zcash or whatever other privacy coin really takes off. I want to see all of that. But am I buying Zcash now? Absolutely not, guys. We've come into this 382 and the 0.5 fib of all the way up to 745. Major resistance in this zone. If we sweep 742, I do expect a potential pullback. If Bitcoin continues to drop, you're probably like, oh, well, Bitcoin's been dropping this whole time and Zcash is still pumping. Yeah, that's not going to last forever, guys. That confidence ain't gonna last forever. The Fugazi can only be pushed up so far. Eventually, you will have that big collapse, and then everybody, you get that rug pulled under you, and then everybody's gonna remember that nobody gave a hooty hoot about Zcash 2 months ago, because 2 months ago, at September, Zcash was under $100. Nobody even remembered Zcash existed. Look at this. Look at all the time that Zcash has spent under $100. 24, 23. The last time we were above $100 was in 2022, 3 years ago, and that was on the way down in a bear market. So nobody even remembers Zcash, and now everybody swears Zcash is the next Bitcoin. Until that narrative is over, Bitcoin does have a real drop. Altcoins, Bitcoin dominance starts to pump back up over 60%. The only thing that's holding up Zcash or some of these altcoins is the fact that Bitcoin dominance is slipping a little bit here at 58.9 and hasn't had a true push back to the upside. But if Bitcoin dominance starts pushing back over 60%, Zcash is going to drop. It's going to drop hard. And we got targets between 296, 146, all the way back down to $62. So can we push up? Do we have targets to the upside? Yes, we have a target at 842 to $1,000, but I wouldn't be looking for those targets until Bitcoin is having a major significant rally up to the upside. Albert saying, what is the code for the Discord? Guys, if you're trying to get in for the Discord, Crypto Citadel, my private trading community right now, that is 75% off. The code is Black Friday 25. Black Friday 25 gets you 75% off your first month, meaning your first payment will only be about $35, $35, $38, give or take, right? Doing math off the top of my head. About $38 to be in there. At full price, it's $5 a day, aka $149. If you are not making more than $149 a month in the Crypto Citadel with the trades we're taking, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. It's just the amount of trades. I mean, there's people here. Whoa, Paul Sampson, aka Data Dash Pro, in the house. Everybody smash those likes for Paul Sampson, the GOAT, the Billy Goat of them all. Guys, if you guys are looking for the best analysts out there, don't look just at me, because I learned from the man Paul Sampson himself. He was the guy that took the time to mentor me on and has helped me get to where I am today. So Paul Sampson, if you're not subscribed to him just yet, used to be going by CVO. Now he just goes by his savage name, Paul Sampson, out here, Data Dash Pro. Go catch his show on Data Dash on YouTube, and I believe they have TikTok and some of these other platforms as well. Go hit that subscribe and go follow him, because he is the GOAT of GOATs. ETH prediction for the next 10 days. Well, let me tell you exactly. Let me pull out my crystal ball here, and let's go take a look at ETH for the next 10 days exactly. Let me tell you, buddy. Next 10 days, guess what? We're at 2,800 right now for ETH. ETH has been sinking like the Titanic. Our next big target here is 2634, which is this macro gold pocket from the larger time frame, the daily time frame. To the top, we're looking at $2,600 here, which puts us back in some lower ranges here that we haven't been in quite some time, right? We haven't been as low as 2,800 since back in July of 2025. Re-entering this range, it's gonna be like good old memory lane, coming back down to these lows here for Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum 2,600 next 10 days, definitely looking for something like that. Hopefully we can get a bounce off that area and reclaim that 3,000. But if not, ETH could be in trouble. What's the exact bottom for ETH? Oh man, exact bottom. If we keep dropping, well, we're looking at 1,800. We're looking at $1,800 Ethereum, right? It's either that or zero. Either that or zero. There is no rescue for Bitcoin. No, man. Bitcoin said, dump it. Just straight down. Straight down. Nothing but down. Who needs to stop? Just keep sending it. There's zero. There's support at zero. Yeah. Ethereum definitely has some very strong support at zero. Been consolidating and building a long hold there since 2016. Let's see here. Bitcoin 50K easy, maybe 20. I wouldn't say easy, but yes, 76,000, 75,000. We got a gold pocket here, right? This is the tariff low from back in April, March timeframe of 2025. Definitely the next big target below 84,000. It also lines up with the 2024 yearly range, right? Starting here around 76,700. If we drop below 73,700 and start closing weeklies or monthlies below that below that price point, we are re-entering this range. And then we have an NPOC for the 2024 down at 67.3. And we got some untapped targets between 59 to 57. Now, 20K is a little bit of a different story. Wouldn't be looking for 20K exactly, but, you know, we'll see. Let's see here. Rebound to 150 after 85K. There is definitely potential. There's definitely potential for a bounce off this $86,000, $85,000 area. Paul Sampson, the GOAT himself, will probably give you a way better explanation on the harmonic pattern, the bullish shark pattern that is forming there. I don't have it pulled up on my chart. I'm not as technically savvy as him when it comes to harmonics, but there is a harmonic, right, that is pointed out by CVO. All credit goes to him. He's the one that pointed out to me. So a harmonic is building at this point in time. This is the area for there to be a bounce from around this 86 to 85,000. If there is going to be one, that could push us back to 100K at least 100K. I lost my house, kids, wife, and all of my savings because of this dip. Well, the good news on that, Danny, is that you got nothing holding you back now, right? Kids, wife, house, all that is expensive, bro. Now you imagine all the money you can be saving right now for buying the next dip, right? You gotta look at the bright side. Look at the silver lining, right? Is all that was just holding you back. All jokes aside, if that is true, I feel sorry for you, brother, and I will be praying for you. Don't worry. God's got your back. And at worst case scenario, when things get the worst possible, when things get the darkest possible, if you truly do rely on our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, you will get through it. There is nothing you can't overcome with God by your side. So truly, if that comment is real and that comment just wasn't meant to be a joke or something like that, I will be praying for you, Danny, and I do believe 100% that God will pull you through this and things will get better and you will make it back. Listen, buying this or would need 100K now, you need 10K for same coins. Oh, well, yeah. You know, obviously buying now will buy you a lot more. Somebody said, bro, that was nuts. You ain't the only one to got through it. Dude, everybody has their moments. Everybody has their moment. I had my moment back in 2018 when I just freaking everything tanked on me. I didn't know anything about investing, right? I had another similar scenario in 2021 when everything tanked on me, and then ended up in 2022, ended up losing my job, right? And then, you know, the whole crypto content creator career with Crypto Keeper and, you know, that the debate crypto trading wars channel that I had came to an end, and I had lost everything. I thought everything had come to an end and there was no chance, right? But guess what? I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and God answered my prayers, right? And who was there? CVO, the Paul Sampson himself. God sent that man into my life, reached out, made the connections, got the mentorship, and look at me now, right? Better than ever. What's going on? See here. Are you buying soon? I'm a buyer of Bitcoin and, you know, maybe some altcoins down around 76,000. That's where I would be looking to potentially be buying. I'd be more interested there than right now. Right now, I'd be more interested in just getting into some trades. I will be back. You're the GOAT to your channel. Omar, good to see you, brother. Hope to see you in the Crypto Citadel soon. Once again, let's see here. The code, guys, the code for the Crypto Citadel to get 75% off right now until Black Friday is Black Friday 25. Black Friday 25 is the code to get into my private trading community for 75% off. If you have been watching my content any time and you've been enjoying the analysis, you've been enjoying what we're doing here, and you had any interest, any peek at all to just take a look behind the curtain and see what is happening in the crypto citadel, now is your best chance to take that step and join and get in there for your first 30 days. And it's only going to be about $35 to $38 for your first month. And then after that, obviously full price is $149. And by that time, if you decide to stay a second month, it's because you know that the crypto citadel is more than worth it, right? More than worth it. And no, it's not the normal, little trading Discord that you guys normally jump into. I do a daily live session, 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., trading live with all my members Monday through Thursday. We have a trading course. We have daily analysis, long-term analysis. We have trade setups, daily swing trades, daily signals for trades, and swing trades as well for swings signals as well that is being posted in there. We have all types of analysis for the long-term or short-term, depending on your trading strategy, and all of that is being posted in there and being managed by me in that Discord. So if you guys want to join in, start learning how to trade, start learning how to just read some charts. Just being able to read charts, even if you're not trading, is massively profitable to you in the long term. Because once you start learning how to read charts, you're going to learn how to dollar cost average more strategically. You're going to learn to not be FOMOing at the mouth when Bitcoin is at all-time highs, thinking that we're going to go to 200K, right? And you're not going to be panicking when Bitcoin's at 86,000, thinking that we're going to drop down to 20. The panic, the fear, all that goes away when you can start reading charts and have a better idea of where things are going. And you're not going to be at the mercy of content creators telling you we're going to the moon or we're going to zero. You won't be at that mercy anymore. Grouper Duper says a fake Crusader is sending follow request off the live. Guys, I will never send you a request to follow you. I will never send you a DM ever, 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 ever. If you guys DM me, I will reply, but I will never DM you. I will never send you a friend request. None of that. If in any social media, Discord, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, YouTube doesn't have friend requests, but even if they did, right? YouTube, X, whatever, on any platform ever, if you somebody with my picture, with my face, with my name is reaching out to you first, that is a 100% scammer. That is not me. I ain't got the time to be reaching out to you guys. I do have the time to reply to you guys. I will make time for my DMs to reply to you guys if you guys reach out to me first. But I will not be reaching out to you first. I will not be DMing you. I will not be sending you friend requests. If you see that, block, report, and run away. In your darkest moments, he will hear you. 100%, Scott. 100%. 100%. If you come to God on your knees, truly with a repentant heart, and you ask for help, God will never deny you. Lord Jesus Christ will never deny you. Ever, ever. Doesn't matter how much wrong and evil and how many sins you've committed in your life. It does not matter. If you are truly repentant in your heart and you ask for God for help and for forgiveness, the Lord Jesus Christ will always be there to answer your prayers. Even if it doesn't feel like right now in this exact moment your answers are being answered. In the background, God is working for you. God is working and making things happen. Perfect example. When the 2022-2023 bear market was here and I had lost everything, my job, my YouTube channel, everything was coming to an end, right? Everything seemed like I was never going to be able to make it. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And did I get an answer on day 1? No. Did I get an answer on week 2? No. Did I get an answer on month 3? No. But I kept praying. I kept believing that I knew that God would help me at some point in time when the time was right. Not when I wanted it, not when I decided the time was right. No, when God's the one who knows exactly when the time is right. He will provide. He will open the opportunities, and he did for me. He helped me connect with CVO and get to where I am today and grow my Discord and grow my own channel and do everything that I've been doing and succeeding at where I've been succeeding at. But it takes true true repentance. It takes true faith. You need to be patient, but God will never deny you. Let's see here. Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin's not dead, guys. Bitcoin is not dead. Appreciate all the gifts. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. It's funny how everybody thinks it's over. Yeah, that's the best time. When everybody thinks it's over, that's just when things are about to get interesting. Do you expect a little pump or down we go? Just came here, maybe too late. We could have a pump here. We've been nothing but down for days now. Actually, for weeks. We're on the weekly chart here. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks straight down, right? So, yes, we could definitely have a rally to the upside. We could definitely have a potential rally to the upside. We'll see if we can get above the yearly open of 93,000 to 100K. That would be very critical to get above, right? So, yes, we could have a push to the upside. But if we don't, next big target is 78 to 75,000. That's what we're looking for Bitcoin. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. The wife is calling. I got to go help with the kids. I love every single one of you guys. God loves every single one of you guys. All you need to do is repent and give your heart to Lord Jesus Christ, and he will be there for you. He will pull you out of the darkness that you're in. He will help defeat every enemy in your wake, because when God is with you, no evil can stand against you guys, for God has already won. God has already won. God bless every single one of you guys. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.